Step away. Let's come further away. Hi, welcome to Fast Car. We're here at Tracks getting set up, as you can see, and I have caught up with Peden, and we're going to look through this absolutely stunning S13 drift car.
Like this.
So, right, Peden, talk us through it a little bit, because this has got a bit of an interesting history, hasn't it? Some of you guys may remember the car in its first incarnation, but I'll let you explain what happened.
Okay, yeah, so first of all, thank you so much for having me. I think this is my first time to Tracks as well, actually, so
cool.
this is a bit of a moment for me. This car is a car that we built, we called it the 249SX after my race number. Back in the day, I think we finished it in 2018.
Right.
It's had lots of different iterations, lots of things like the Drift Games boys are here this weekend. This was the first Drift Games sponsored vehicle ever, for instance,
okay,
right?
Cool.
Back in the day. So it's had about 4 or 5 different iterations, partnered with Crusade for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
And ironically, last year was to be its last year. We put its last wrap on the car. And as we drove it home, myself, my teammate Al and I, from collecting it from being re-wrapped, the trailer that we were transporting the car and set on fire and burnt the whole thing down with this inside it 1 week before we launched the car. That's kind of the long and the short of it. And last weekend we launched the car, and this is it.
So what made you decide, actually, we're going to rebuild it, rather than going, oh my God, scrap it, throw it away? Why'd you go, actually, let's save it and go again?
Well, to be honest with you, that was what was going to probably happen. As soon as it happened, I had to spring into kind of, because we had a full season. We have a very jam-packed season with Crusade and all the events that we do.
Yeah.
And so, fortunately for me, I had a backup car, an S13, that's basically the same spec as this, only through English legislation and law, road legal, which is great. MOT system over here is fantastic. Not the same as in Ireland. So we put that into action, and then we also built, alongside Trackworks, an E92 Eurofighter with a 7.4 litre LSX in it.
Oh, nice.
So I compensated a little bit, right?
So you competed in those while this was...
While this was sitting dormant, actually, in all honesty, I wanted to keep the shell forever, potentially, right?
Yeah.
I was never going to do something with it. Then it kind of spiraled into, well, look, let's have it acid dipped, let's get it coated, so at least it doesn't rust.
Yeah.
And then we did that, and then it kind of very rapidly spiraled into, well, let's do some more stuff. And lots of companies that we're partnering with reached out. GDA was one of the first people that reached out and said, look, we really want to paint the car. We know the car for so many years. Let us paint it when it's ready. And then it was like, look, should we just do it?
Yeah.
And we did it. We assessed the shell. We assessed the metal in the shell. The car is perfect. If anything, it's probably straighter than it was before.
So it wasn't too badly damaged from the fire?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. We lost the rear boot lid was unusable, unfortunately, but we were going to change that to fiberglass anyway.
Yeah.
The interior, which is not much, was gone. The aluminium fuel cell was in a puddle. But the engine has been reused, the exhaust, the differential, transmission, the intercooler radiator, all the crash structure in front, everything is the exact same as it was before.
Oh, nice.
We've literally seam sealed it, Raptor coated it underneath in green, painted it, and then put it together to what you see now.
Well, I did have a sneak peek underneath the bonnet earlier on, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I know it's not quite finished, but it looks proper. So should we have another little look and show the guys what's going on underneath here?
So we wanted to do everything. So when I built this car originally, I had another one identical to it, but it was a vehicle that I'd bought from somebody else. So it was always somebody else. Oh, that's somebody else's car. Exactly. So I wanted to do my car.
Put your stamp on it.
Exactly. And we tried to improve everything, 10, 15% of the last car.
Yeah.
When we did it this time, we wanted to elevate that percentage level. So we've now done a full DY 2.2 Tomei stroker
2.2.
engine, 2.2, paired with all complete Haltech ECU, PDM, flex fuel sensors, 35 GTR coils, mated to a beautiful 5862 Turbo Smart Turbo, Walton manifold.
That external gate on there as well.
External 50 mil gate, which is good for 2,000 horsepower, right? We're not,
Where's
unfortunately.
the screamer going? Are you going back in the system, or are you screaming it back out somewhere?
Down.
Down.
It's not going through the bonnet. No, I'm not that kind of guy, right?
Out the front, cracking windscreen every time you rev it.
Probably, yeah, exactly. And then we just did everything a little bit tidier. You know, we have the full Wisefab front, Wisefab rear suspension components, HSD coilovers, but just little things. Like I've never had, you know, indicators in the front bumper of one of my drift cars. Now, that's not going to last very long as soon as we go driving, but it's going to be in there once.
Isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So is all the fab work, is this all sort of custom then, or is this what's been done to these bits and bobs, all the top mounts and stuff?
As per drift regulation, you are not allowed to move where the suspension points are.
So the mounting points have to be the same?
Have to be the same front and rear. So basically, from the front forward, you're allowed to modify them.
Yeah.
Rear backwards, you're allowed to modify. So that's why you see space frame front. So we have spare components for all this. So as we go out and I inevitably hit somebody else or a wall, we have other bits that we literally tear these off, bolt them back on again, and we're back out going. Same for the rear, has a crash structure, all built to bend.
The original mounting point is what the Nissan would have been. Obviously,
literally.
You're as far forward and as far out as you can be within that limit.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the great thing with Wisefab. So we have had to cut an extra hole, so for adjustment there. But that's allowed. And then it rolls so nicely with zero camber gain as you go from lock to lock, which is fantastic for us.
Right,
so
cool.
You always have touch pattern. Now, obviously, the car right now is in show mode, right? So it has oversized Kansai wheels on it, 19-inch, which are not going to be used for drifting. Only for here at tracks, really, essentially. And then little things like we've Nismo engine mounts, Nismo transmission mounts. Still a welded diff in the back, which I prefer the feel of a welded diff, which is a bit of a preference from a driver's perspective. And then, it should scream quite nicely. So flex fuel, as I said, but I typically run this setup for demos and for light comp with 99 octane. And it should do 550 horsepower.
Should be nice,
and it will weigh under a ton.
I was going to say, what's it going to weigh?
So right now it's at 907 kilo. Now we still have to do some plumbing, brake lines, fuel lines, some electronics, right? The car has to be wired, but that's essentially it. But when it's wet, it has to be under a ton. It has to be, and it will be, which is pretty decent, right?
That is impressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've mentioned, obviously, transmission mounts. What is the transmission on this? Is it?
So, good question. So it is a Nissan CD09 transmission, which is from a 350, late model 350Z.
Oh, okay.
Which is a great transmission. It will eventually probably change to a sequential. However, for now, I wanted the car to be exactly as it is. So it has an IRP.
So it's still an H-pattern, but obviously it's a nice fancy shifter, but it's still H-pattern box.
Absolutely, 6 speeds, H-pattern, IRP shifter, IRP, their new off-the-shelf carbon handbrake. And then we have 15-button keypad from Haltech and their new UC10 display.
That's lovely, that, isn't it? I was looking at that. That is absolutely... So you're running it, obviously not on, it's not running yet, but will it be running Haltech ECU with it?
Haltech ECU, so we're going to run Haltech S2 ECU along with their Haltech Nexus S2 with their PDM system.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think they just brought it out this year, so...
So we have all the trip switches and stuff in the cockpit?
Everything will be on the buttons,
seeing that.
Everything will be controlled off that. And then we have...
It's all proper motorsport spec, isn't it?
Oh, 100%, yeah, absolutely. It's all functional, right? This thing is built... Ironically, although I think personally, I'm being biased, I love the way the car looks, this will be hurled at walls. I mean, we've done here at Silverstone 140 miles an hour entry speed. Right, so this will be hurled at things very, very quickly. But then the little touches, like we have a full pre-preg carbon dashboard, center console, and critically, which I think that we're the first to do, a full carbon tunnel cover as well.
Oh, nice.
That kind of cuts into the rear as well, so a little bit of an extra touch, right?
Yeah, that is nice. And that's obviously, I thought that was, well, I wasn't sure what that was, if it was Ali sort of dipped and painted, but that's all pre-preg.
Pre-preg carbon, so literally the three components weigh, it's something like just under a kilo or something silly, right?
Yeah.
But it's nice and strong. On the weight side of things, Fiberglass roof, fiberglass everything.
Yeah.
It's either fiberglass or carbon.
Perspex, obviously. Perspex glass.
Yeah. So the
Perspex doors as well. So
Perspex doors.
what's
Yeah.
going on with the Perspex doors?
Yeah. It is. This is filthy now. First of all, so I do apologize. I like a good car. I hate cleaning cars. Right. So
it's not. Yeah.
it's just not for me. So. These are factory doors that retain the factory locks and everything on the inside and the factory door handle. 3mm Lexan on the outside. And we built them originally because when I built this car first, I couldn't afford fiberglass or carbon doors, and they took forever to arrive even if I could afford them. So we had some excess Perspex we did the roof in see-through, which I decided never to do again because it's like a sauna inside the car. So we retained the whole door, cut it out, and even this time we did it with a full floating door handle. So the door,
so the door handle is exactly as it was.
Fully supported by the Perspex only, but it's completely perfect.
It's absolutely amazing. I can't get over how rigid they feel.
Yeah. Now, we did cut out this time a little bit too much. They are normally a little bit more rigid, but once we have, so we have 5mm curved, same as the plastic for performance windows here, windows to go in. We just wanted to leave them out for the show so people can look inside. Oh yeah. Cool. 5mm door glass or Perspex, and then we're building a structure.
How are you going to fix them? You have to, so you just only get fixed along one lip and a little bit there, I suppose.
We build a little frame to go around them,
okay.
and then we run spacers on the inside to keep them where we need to. Because ironically, the car also will have a firewall built up from the rear to the windscreen at the back, or the wind at the back, and it keeps all the smoke out and also fire away from us. But if it kind of creates a bit of a cocoon or a compressed zone on the inside to keep smoke out. If I take the windows out, all the smoke goes in. Yeah.
Which is not good when you do 140 miles an hour, I can't see where you're going.
No, well, my eyes are closed at that point anyway, so it makes no difference if I'm honest, right? That's pretty much it. The small little touches that we did additionally is I like to run a spoiler really slung over the back of the car.
What is that spoiler off?
So it's a 326 power spoiler. The whole kit is a complete mix match of everything. Yeah. So it's a BN front bumper, BN side skirts, Origin wings and quarters modified in the front.
Right.
D-Max bonnets, 326 spoiler with a gurney flap. And my teammate Al came up with this idea last year. This is like a gurney flap that you'd typically have on the back of a 32 GTR.
Oh, right, yeah.
And we made it fit and had them on our cars last year.
It's all fiberglass again, is it?
All fiberglass, yeah. But then I don't normally have an issue running the spoiler over the rear. In my opinion, a spoiler should always go further out than the back of the car, the back bumper. Otherwise, it looks a bit silly.
Yeah.
These are meant to live in here. But because we mounted it to a fiberglass boot lid, the whole thing was going to crack off. So Ben at Trackworks built these lovely little mounts at the back.
Yeah. So we'd have to go really far forward otherwise, wouldn't it, to mount?
Yeah. So these he bent them by hand. He's called Mountain as a nickname, so you know why now. But this is actually, so it's metal, and then the brackets go in, so it adheres, sticks then to the underside of the boot lids and keeps them all rigid and hopefully doesn't fly off.
That's awesome.
And then in the back, so fiberglass rear structure, everything is as simple as possible. You can see the Wisefab and HSDs in the back, all the crash structure here in the back, and then a very simple fuel cell from Group D in Ireland. One of the special, well, I suppose I'll get to that in a second, but one of the really cool things that the guys who painted at GDA Garage down south, I had a special request, which was, even though it's fiberglass, as you open the bonnet and the boot, you can always see the inside of it.
Right.
So I asked them, can you paint the inside of, that's going to probably last 4 minutes, right, as soon as I break them. But
it's
so they did.
Going to be black with tire and rubber in it within a van.
Instantly, yeah. So they did, and they even painted the inside of the side skirts that you will never see, right?
Well, that's a proper job, isn't it?
Yeah, they did. They went above and beyond, and the color is super, super special. It's a color to mimic what my helmet is like.
Oh, right.
But Nathan, who owns the shop, his son actually mixed it himself and came up with a slightly different one. And I'm really annoyed by it because I prefer this color now to the color that I have on my helmet. On the inside then, we did a couple of tweaks. Again, we upgraded a little bit. So we run a steering wheel from Grip Royal, who've been our partners actually this year for 10 years.
Oh, right.
So lovely customizable suede, which is obviously, for my length, I need to be able to get out. So they got a little bit of a trim in green to offset the color green, which is lovely.
Yeah.
And then on the green theme, one of our partners is a British company, Corbeau Seats.
Yeah.
And so when they knew that the seats were, or the car was going green, they said, well, we've got to trick up our sleeves as well. And they did me a complete green carbon fiber.
Carbon. That's nice, isn't it?
And it's not painted, it's
that's the weave.
It's,
I've seen the stuff they do actually, it's really nice.
Absolutely incredible. I'm so thankful to be working with them. And then even small little things like, you can't even barely see it, but the stitching is in green as well. And just loads of stuff,
attention
right?
to detail is lovely, isn't it? Just go back to the steering quickly.
Yeah.
Power steering? How are you running power steering? And
Yes.
How are you running power steering?
No, great question. No, so
hydraulic?
in this car, in the other cars I have, it's electric. I'm not a massive fan of it, so it's still original rack. It has to be slightly moved for the new Wisefab kit, but still standard rack. And that remains the same, but with the way the geometry of the Wisefab is, it literally is still only one and a little bit steering
So you
turn.
run a separate pump then? You don't run a pump off the engine for that, are you? You run an electric hydraulic pump? Or
Hydraulic pump, yeah, factory pump for it.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, still. You can, lots of people change it for this.
The bounce off the limit and the revs doesn't cause any issues with that?
No. Again, my eyes are closed, right, at that point, so I don't really, I emerge through the smoke. But yeah, no, that part is factory still. I just like the feel of it. Yeah. The car is also so incredibly light, so you don't really tend to get any bind, even on full lock. That's why this kit is great.
Yeah. What size, I know they're not the right wheels, so what size wheels do you run on the front? Because you still get some rubber down, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so typically on this car, I run a 17-inch, 18-inch stagger.
Yeah, what, so 8, 9?
On the front, 9 with a relatively mild offset because the Wisefab in the front, these have no spacers on and the car is just over 2 meters wide.
Oh, blimey.
So the Wisefab in the front make the front of the car a lot more aggressively wide. Rear stays factory, so the rears are typically 10.5 inch.
Right.
So we are going to put this on the exact same wheels. Again, they're Kansai Astros. They're going to be 10.5 inch wide ET 18, I think it is.
Right.
Plus 18, so it'll still be a little bit wide, a little bit aggressive, but and they will definitely crack the wings. Yeah. But look, that's drift life, right? That's what happens there.
I mean, if you go into it like knowing that, it's not the end of the world.
It's like walking into a casino, right?
You built it to have fun in, not
100%.
to stand there and talk about it in the garage. But you built it to go out there and, like you say, throw it at a wall at
100%, literally. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
The point behind this is, I mean, this car was so great to drive that it literally, I used to describe it as it literally steered itself. You know, it's such, S chassis are incredible to drive. If you ever get I know you're a Ford guy, but if you ever get a chance, this thing, and you'll fit in this thing nicely as well.
I owned an automatic one of these when I was at university, actually, as a second car to a Cosney that I had as a toy. And that was brilliant, even a little 1.8 auto thing. And that was fantastic. I mean, a proper one with some power and a proper box. Yeah, it must be fantastic.
Yeah, honestly, they are great. So that's my aim. Drift Mastery is the aim. But if it takes longer, it takes longer, right? I'm fortunate to have 2 other drift cars to use, right? And they'll be used in the meantime for all the events that we have coming up. And so this will take the time it takes, essentially, right? But I would love to have it out this year. That would be the goal.
And then, so that'll be obviously the first out in this year, and then you're going to compete in it long term next year. Is that the plan to actually be a regular competitor? Or? The
idea is, so when we built the BMW last year to use for last year and for this year, that stays as the main car, if you will. And it'll probably stay as the main car next year as well.
So this will still be a bit of a toy now.
This is the car that I want to take to events like this.
Right.
Take to events like Drift Matsuri, Spring Matsuri. There's a couple of opportunities we've had to go and drive some of the classic British circuits and do some drift demos. That's the car. I mean, if I can have, I've already driven Rockingham with this, drifted, I've done Donington, I've done Brands as well. If I can do every British circuit in this thing. I've done obviously Mondello in Ireland, which is the only circuit we have. That would be my goal. This is my forever vehicle, right? This will never be sold. It will be used. And so if I can clock up as many scrutineering stickers in fun events where I can just go and have a good time, that's what this is
I think
for.
that's the key. So this isn't the serious one where we've got to try. This is the weekend off. I'm going to go have some fun.
Weekend off,
Like you say, places like tracks.
Yeah, you know, that's not a thing, is it?
No, weekends off don't exist, do they?
But exactly that. Events like this, tracks, even like Japfest here as well in the summertime.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you know. I mean, that's what I really want to do.
It'd be great to see this back competing actually at Japfest next year. It would be fantastic.
Well, maybe we do that then.
Well, thank you very much for showing us around your absolutely stunning, stunning drift car.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, come back. When it's done, come back and I want to see it out on track.
You come out with me, how about that next time?
If I can fit, I'll be in there.
They're XL seats. Don't worry. They're XL seats. I need them as well, right? So don't worry about it.
That's the deal.
Excellent, that's the plan.
Awesome. Do that. Thank you very much. Right, hope you guys have liked talking around the car as much as I have. If you have, and you want to see more cars like this, don't forget to give us a follow, subscribe, drop a comment, see what you think of this. And yeah, come back to tracks all Japfest next year, and we'll see it out on track.